All right, let's go ahead and dig into this, guys. I don't know what anti-Christian task force is. We'll see. I saw this, of course, as always, from ground.news, so we'll pull that up in a second. But let's check out this video. I had to see what was being said about it.
The task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias as outlined in the president's executive order. Joining me today are members of the task force and individuals who have been impacted by the anti-Christian bias. Together, this task force will identify any unlawful anti-Christian policies, practices, or conduct across the government, seek input from the faith-based organizations and state governments to end anti-Christian bias, find and fix deficiencies in existing and regulatory practices that might contribute to the anti-Christian bias. As President Trump has stated, the Biden administration engaged in an egregious pattern of targeting peaceful Christians while ignoring violent anti-Christian offenses. The president is right. Biden's Department of Justice abused and targeted
Everything that's going on with Hamas and Israel, or Palestine and Israel, regardless, everything that's going on with there, I can agree to that. I thought it was just a matter of just protests and stuff like that. But nope, there's people that are doing some actual crazy and wild stuff, being very violent. And there's footage. Go search for the footage. If you don't believe me, go search for the footage. Go look for anything Hamas related, Hamas protests, Hamas violence, and stuff like that. And you'll see what people are doing. There are some that are peacefully protesting, yes. And there are some that aren't. So we need to take care of those that aren't. But if it comes at the cost of those that are, well, then maybe I just don't know. It's like one of those things where when you're a child, you're just like, and you have an adult that's like, well, yeah, it's one of you that was doing this stuff. But if one of you can't get your stuff together, then that means everybody got to suffer. Is that fair? Not really, but when you have this mass amount of people, it's hard to control. So is it a slice at freedom of speech? If there's a lot of violence that's being taken, I'm okay with removing said, I guess, freedom of speech if the violence is being taken. But if it's just a matter of the speech part, then I don't see, until it becomes a matter of harassment where you're constantly following a person, trying to get them to talk or say something and they don't want to, then yeah, no, but it's a sticky topic, but it seems like Trump seems to be trying to provide aid to said religions, the Jews, and now seems like the Christians. For what purpose? I mean, maybe he does care, or maybe he's just trying to do something to the communities.
targeted Christians. Pro-life Christians were arrested and imprisoned for peacefully praying outside abortion clinics. The FBI spied on traditional Catholics in their parishes. President Biden declared Easter Sunday to be Transgender Day of Visibility.
Yeah, that one was kind of wild. I don't know what was the purpose of that. And you can't tell me, oh, it just happened to be on the calendar. No, bro, because you can check the calendar when Easter is in everybody's calendar. I'm pretty sure it automatically puts down the date for Easter. There's no way that you can tell me that that it just so happened to fall on Easter, man. I don't want to hear that. You gotta convince me otherwise. So yeah, nah, that was a wild thing for him to do.
No longer. Vandalism against churches was 8 times higher in 2023 than it was in 2018. And it's at President Trump's directive, we ended those abuses at the Department of Justice on day one. We dropped 3 ongoing cases against pro-lifers and redefined the FACE Act to ensure that abuse would not continue and that American tax dollars were not used to support the weaponization of our legal system to target Christians. Just a few weeks ago, we convicted a man in Arizona for a plot to bomb Christian churches. The Department of Justice will protect religious liberty for Christians and for all Americans. We'll work closely with everyone around this table and take a whole of government approach to solving this problem and ultimately protect Americans' First Amendment rights. The First Amendment isn't just a line in the Constitution, it's the cornerstone of our American liberty. It guarantees every citizen the right to speak freely, worship freely, and live according to their conscience without government interference. Protecting Christians from bias is not favoritism, it's upholding the rule of law and fulfilling the constitutional promise. Thank you to President Trump. We have an incredible opportunity, all of us around this table, to protect the rights of all citizens from discrimination based on their religious beliefs. And thank you all for being here based on this executive order, and I look forward to doing great work together.
All right, so once again, Ground Out News. I saw it here first, and if it's here, I know it's true. AG Pam Bondi. AG Pam. Oh my God. Ms. Bondi holds first meeting of anti-Christian bias task force. I'll see any interesting information. Task force aims to identify anti-Christian policies to seek input from faith-based organizations to end such biases. Interface task force is stating it could infringe upon the rights of others while claiming that evidence of anti-Christian bias is limited. Yeah, so I saw that come up and I was just like, what is this anti-Christian bias task force? Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes around in the world and I'm only secluded to my environment and it's tough to really see the things that happen unless I go out and see exactly what is happening in the churches and the Christian community, go out to Columbia State and see what they're doing as far as their protesting and all that stuff. Go out to the Black Lives Matters and see all the riots and looting, which is another thing that happened, but it's just, anyways, getting back to the point here. I can see why they feel the need to do this. And this may be a little extremist, but to me, I don't think it's necessary just because we were told that these things would happen in the Bible. It was said that these things would happen because we are different, because we hold ourselves from a different standard and believe in things that are in the higher being of the individuals of this world. We are told that people will try to come and persecute us. And like with the Apostle Paul and Peter, we should embrace it, not in a matter of, yes, come and try to shoot me up. Yes, come and kill me. But when you get through those, when you experience those type of persecutions, it's the time to really signify and stand strong on your faith. And not only that, but when you through it, then you can give the God the glory of, yes, I went through this and I managed to come out of it. We see it in the Bible in Daniel with Rashak, Meshach, and Abednego when they were going through the furnace that the king Nebuchadnezzar was trying to put them through, because they said out of their mouths, we will never do what it is. We will never bow down and worship you, for you are not our God. And even if our God doesn't deliver us from what you're about to do to us, we will still not worship you. It does not matter. We serve the God. Persecution. Peter, when he was sent into the prison and the angel came and helped him to escape because of their faith, and he escaped and he realized that it was God that allowed for the angel and the prayers of the people that came and assisted. How that all works, it's a good question. But anyways, going back to the point, there was a fire that was lit up in seeing the persecution that happened and able to still yes, this is what God put me through in order to preach the word. And I've been taken out of it because I did what was needed to be done. And I give God the praise. Paul, the same exact thing. Every time that he was sent into prison, he came back to his brothers and was like, a fire is burning in me now for this persecution. It sounds crazy. It really sounds crazy. But the persecution that's going on in the world, it helps with the conviction. Now, in another sense, we can see a terrible situation when we look at Stephen. When the early church was first established, Stephen or Stephen, depending on who you're talking to, he was taken by the Jews. Paul was there. When he was Saul, he was there. And he saw Stephen and he preached the gospel. He preached everything from Genesis to Egypt to King David to now with Jesus. fervently and was killed. Persecution. If we truly believe in God, we are going to receive persecution. Shall there be aid for us? Yes, sure. This anti-Christian bias task force, I mean, I guess it is nice to have. But to me, it's not needed. We were told that this was going to happen. So now you're kind of watering things down to make it easier for us to do what it is that we're going to do. I mean, depends on how you see it. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.